Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson 4 of Destination Aviation Virtual Summer Camp. Each video will begin with a review of the materials you will need for the activities, a quick lesson, and end with several activities you can participate with. Now on to today's lesson. Today's lesson is all about aviation weather. You will learn types of clouds, weather hazards, and pre-flight weather briefings.
For today's lesson, you will need a piece of paper and a pencil. Let's get started. Every time we fly, we are affected by the weather, which is why it is so important that you determine the impact of weather on your flight. You will need to evaluate several factors, such as temperature, clouds, wind, all when planning a flight to ensure a safe trip.
First, let's talk about the types of clouds. You have stratus, cumulus, cirrus, and cumulonimbus clouds.
There are several categories of clouds depending on their development. The most common includes low clouds, middle clouds, and high clouds. Low clouds extend from near the surface to about 6,500 feet above the ground. Low clouds usually consist entirely of water, but sometimes contain supercooled water, which can lead to icing hazards. These low clouds consist of stratus, nimbostratus, and stratocumulus clouds.
Middle clouds have bases that range from about 6,500 feet to 20,000 feet. These clouds are primarily made of water, ice crystals, or supercooled water that may contain moderate turbulence and severe icing hazards. The altostratus and altocumulus clouds fall under the category of middle clouds.
High clouds have bases beginning above 20,000 feet. These clouds form in stable air and are generally white to light gray in color. These types of clouds rarely create serious turbulence or icing hazards. They consist mainly of ice crystals. The three clouds that fall under this category are cirrus, cirrostratus, and cirrocumulus.
Now that we've discussed the types of clouds, let's dive into weather hazards. The two weather hazards we will discuss today are thunderstorms and turbulence.
So let's start with thunderstorms. Thunderstorms can contain strong wind gusts, severe turbulence, icing, hail, driving rain, lightning, and sometimes tornadoes. That makes them a major threat to aircraft. The most important thing to remember about flying in thunderstorms is just to avoid them. Pilots don't fly through them or even under them.
Turbulence is something most of you have probably experienced if you've been on any commercial flight or if you've flown in a small general aircraft. Turbulence develops when air currents change direction or velocity rapidly over a short distance. While most turbulence is not likely to damage an aircraft, it is uncomfortable to fly through and can injure passengers or cause cargo to shift.
While pilots don't need to know how to forecast the weather, we do need to understand the causes of weather and the hazards that are associated with different types of weather. There are a lot of people who support pilots from the ground, including meteorologists who create the weather forecasts that we use. Pilots use pre-flight weather briefings to check the weather conditions and the forecast before each flight to ensure the safety of their crew and the passengers.
Now that we've discussed types of clouds, weather hazards, and pre-flight weather briefings, it's your turn. Today, we have two activities for you to do at home.
First, visit glimeaviation.com/weather. Enter the identifier for an airport near you. Select the raw format and search. Try to decode a METAR, which is an aviation routine weather report, or a TAF, which is a terminal area forecast. Then, select the decoded format to see how you did. Not all airports have weather reporting or forecasts. Use the identifier for a controlled airport that you found on a sectional chart if no results are found.
Your last activity is to look outside at different times of the day and try to create your own METAR. Based on the conditions outside, do you think the air would be smooth or turbulent? What conditions helped you make your conclusions?
We really hope that you've enjoyed today's lesson on aviation weather. See you next time!